Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Shrewsbury Town reporter Mr. Lewis Cox. Lewis, obviously Shrewsbury getting their first win last weekend, looking to build on that. They go to Scunthorpe and not too many positives to come out of that game.
It wasn't the best trip to Scunthorpe that I've had, and that a lot of Shrewsbury fans
Is any trip to Scunthorpe good, is it?
Well, actually it was my third. Well, yeah, I know. I'm not going to try and sell Scunthorpe. There's KFC and a McDonald's outside.
There you go, let's go. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. And it didn't rain or snow like last time.
Okay.
No beach from the east. But yeah, I mean, I've seen two wins there out of two, so I was quite decent spirits. It was glum and kind of gloomy and Scunthorpe-esque. But that was just the weather, really. It wasn't a great day, and like you said, they got the win over Southend the week before at the Meadow, and you think kickstart, momentum, kind of, the performance has been getting better. We knew the results were around the corner, and then it went a bit flat at Scunthorpe, really, when they needed to kick on. John Askey needed them to kick on. It just didn't quite happen for probably a number of reasons.
Just too many players under par, do you think, on the day?
Yeah, what the big issue, really, Nathan, was that for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the second period, 0-0 at the break, Town with the better side first off, you're fairly content. At worst, you take a point on an away day. Scunny got to the playoffs last season, semi-finals, so they came out first 10 or 15 minutes second half, and they just didn't get out of the blocks at all. Were absolutely blown away by Scunthorpe. Stepped up a little bit under a new manager. They're looking for their first home win, but Town were just caught absolutely in the headlights. They just were flat-footed. They were just standing and watching. They weren't going for second balls. And Scunny got the goal on 55 minutes, and between then and the hour mark, they could have had two more. They were through one-on-one almost every attack. You're thinking, what's happening? What was or wasn't said at the break that needed to be, from the management or the players, or what mindset have they took to the second half? Because it was nowhere near where they were first. I mean, first half wasn't brilliant. It weren't the best we've seen of the Shrewsbury team, but they were the better team.
Sure.
And they lost it in that 15-minute spell, really, around the hour mark.
After the goal.
They switched it just after that, and he sent on another striker to go 4-4-2, Amadi Holloway to go upside Lee Angol, and he was a good presence. And then they sort of switched on and realised what was going on, and created chances. On another day, they'd have equalised. They missed a sitter, a couple of rushes of blood, really, when they needed a bit more composure. They created the chances, but for what I've written and what I take from it is that it was a costly lesson, really, in taking advantage and doing what you need to do when you're on top, because they were outplaying Scunthorpe in the first half. Looked so much better side with and without the ball, with the press, with the way they were passing, but they didn't create anything. Like there was, Ollie Norburn had a shot from inside the box when he took a nice touch. It looked like he was just about to put it in the corner, penalty spot, and just got blocked. And they were just, I don't know, composure or being clinical or roofness, but John Askey said to me after the game, you've got to start finding the corners. Or making the keeper work at least, rather than hitting a defender.
Sure.
Worley had one blocked, and they were on top, playing well, but nothing at all to show for it, and goals or even chances. And when Scunny had their moments, 10-15 minutes after the break, they got the goal, bit of quality, and that was the difference. Josh Morris's left foot for Scunny was the difference. And I mean, like I said, Doherty missed a sitter late on, and Angol missed one on another day. Town had equalised, but could be a damaging defeat, really.
Well, I mean, leaves them 20th in the table. How worrying is it being 20th? I mean, I know it's early days, but no one likes to see them at the bottom end of the table, especially after last season. What do they do to change it round? I mean, at least they've got a home game coming up.
Yeah, well, as you say, 20th, 9 league games in now, and there's one win from 9. I saw someone say online, actually, there can't be one win from the next 9.
Sure.
You've simply got to improve that record. I think we all know the performances have progressed with 16 new signings. They were gelling, got the win they deserved. They nearly won at unbeaten Pompey, and things were improving. So this came as a
bit of a shock.
Really, I think Askey was shocked. He was content at half time, but really shocked by them in the second half.
But they've got that chance now to get back on the wagon against a team that's below them in the table.
Well, Gillingham on Saturday at Montgomery Waters Meadow becomes a big 10th league game of the season, 20th against 21st. Gillingham, I think they started the season first couple of games okay, but have plummeted since. Really bad run of form they're on, and that's a game on home, on home soil that they can't lose that against a team that are struggling and haven't had a win. They can't lose that on home soil. I mean, even a draw really is no good for Askey there, is it? Really, when you need to sort of get away from the wrong end of the table. against opposition that you need to be beating, especially at home, and especially after what happened at Scunthorpe, which, has surprised me as well, because I think in today's paper Askey's had a go at leaders in midfield and energy and sort of work rate and that, which, while the quality and the cutting edge in the final third's always been there, not been there this season, the energy and sort of commitment had, but at Scunny it was lacking, and that's not a great sign, really, is it? I don't think, when you're talking about a lack of willingness and to sort of roll your sleeves up and that, which costs them, and so they need to get back at the energy levels. I don't know if Askey wants to make changes for Gillingham or switch something up, kick a few backsides and find that ruthless touch again that was there at the Meadow last time for the first win, because they need to start putting wins together, because they're not running out of excuses, but they can't progress and show signs that they can do it and then come off it so far. So yeah, a lot of work to do in training this week.
Fingers crossed Salah get back on the horse pretty soon. Disappointing game on Saturday. For all the latest Shrewsbury Town news, make sure you log on to shropshirestart.com.